And joining me now to discuss social media etiquettes and how it relates to the ban on Twitter is convener Bodex Social Media Hangout, Florence Hungbo. Good to have you join us, Florence Hungbo.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, as a result of the suspension of Twitter in the country, the role that social media plays in Nigeria is now under scrutiny. It is now a conversation. You know, generally, when you hear people talk, they are actually talking about how the impact that social media has had on us as a country. And I just want to get your thought on that. And I'm not even speaking of positive or negative, but just generally, what impact do you think that Twitter has had on us as a country?
Well, I think Twitter has a major impact on us because Twitter is one of the major apps that we use in passing messages, selling products, running campaign, and all of that. So suspending it actually...
It's not just about Twitter now. I'm focusing generally even just on social media, whether Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the others. What impact do you think they have?
It has a very big positive impact because we use it for so many things. We use it for sending out information. We use it for selling products. We use it for so many things. So if they take any one of them out, it's actually going to affect a lot of Nigerian youth.
All right, so just recently in the U.S., after the insurrection in the U.S. Capitol, there were the FBI did some investigation and realized that some of these people who were involved in insurrection had already dropped some messages on social media. There was a connect between that insurrection and some of the messages they saw on that platform. And people wonder, people wonder if social media platforms should begin to review their community rules that doesn't allow for this kind of messages that would then lead to a situation like the insurrection we saw in the US.
Don't forget that all social media platforms, they have their own rules and regulations, they have their terms and conditions. So for them to have put out anything and that particular app is not taking it down, it means that it's acceptable. That's what it means.
Isn't that why people are, so that's why people are calling for that review? That look, some of these things should not be accepted. For example, on Twitter, you have to flag that message, that you have to call the attention of Twitter to that message. So and it has to be more than one person. It has to be a huge number of people that would say, look, we're offended by this message, take it down. And people are wondering, look, if a message is offensive, maybe this platform should have an automated way of realizing that the content of this message is wrong. Let's take it down immediately without having to be flagged.
No, the problem is, you know, they are attending to billions of people all over the world. So you actually need to report that particular message for as many times as possible before they can get the notification. So fine, if they want to review it, why not? But what if they review it? How are they going to get instant notification when other people publish such negative stories again?
All right, so where do we go from here?
I think we should just have a common ground where we can actually engage one another on the things we should be put out. That's why I set up Bodex Social Media Hangout, where I bring in professionals to talk about how to use social media to better our country and also individual. What we do is, when those people come, they reorientate publishers, operators, content creators, radio, TV presenters, and all of that on how to do your proper investigations. And if you don't have answer yet, there's no point for you to go ahead to publish it. You can as well wait till you get the final confirmation, or after publishing, go back to that same platform to apologize. Let people know that you've actually published something that you were not supposed to publish, and just let it go.
So what would you consider the right language for social media? Because sometimes some people, we heard about someone who was accused of rape, and then, you know, everybody attacked him. And then eventually, I think he committed suicide before he was found out that he wasn't guilty. And we have those. I mean, I'm not saying that they are the upside where people are able to sell, people are able to communicate. We reach out to even people we've never met across the world. But you know, these kind of things exist. So what would you say about things like that, and how, you know, people, the kind of language we use?
Don't forget that whatever has positive also has the negative. These same Twitter or social media platforms have also been used to discover rapists, ritualists, just like the girl that was raped and murdered because she was looking for a job and all of that. So what we need to do is for us to have several mediums where we can keep passing the message and keep educating people that it is better for you to use it this way, so that we can get this result and change the negative narrative that's actually going around in the social media fair. I think that's the way we should go about it.
I mean, that's an ongoing conversation that we have. We have to have the line between freedom of speech and, you know, negative speech. Thank you so much for talking to us, convener, Bodex Social Media Hangout, Florence Hungbo.
Yes, please. Thanks to be here.